Welcome to the task breakdown for Network Device Benchmark Auditing. My name is Brian Kaiser, the lead engineer for Security Universal, and I'll be your host for this task. Assessing the security configuration status of the host in your environment is a critical component of security. It is important that we audit these hosts against industry best standards. The Center for Internet Security, or CIS, is an industry-leading organization that provides benchmark policies that we've used as the basis of Security Universal host auditing. In summary, CIS benchmarks are best practices for the secure configuration of a target system or group of systems. Now that we have some background on our auditing approach, let's log into our web console and complete a network device benchmark audit. Since network devices are managed in Security Universal with an agentless approach, it's important that we store credentials used to remotely manage the device in the Security Universal Credential Store. We can navigate to the Credential Store by clicking the Side Menu button, the Admin submenu, and then the Credentials tab. From the Credential Management submenu, let's click on the Credentials tab. We can see that we've already added the credentials for our target ASA network device. If you do need to add a new credential, you can click on the plus button on the right side of the table. Make sure that you select Network Device from the credential category. And also, if the device requires an enable password, add it under the second password field. Now, if we navigate to the Network Tasks submenu, and then click on the Network Audit button, we can see that no hosts are available to audit. This is because we haven't added any network devices to manage yet. Heading back to the Network Tasks submenu, let's click on the Manage Network Devices button. Here we can see all of the hosts that have been discovered by the Network Host Discovery tasks. When we set up the network device management, we need to make sure that it has port 22 TCP connectivity from a Security Universal network connector, which we can select here. If you do need to add a new network connector, you can start that process by clicking on the plus button. Let's go ahead and select the Cisco ASA device and then navigate to the bottom to click on the Submit button. Select the appropriate credential from the previous step and click on the Run Now button. Our initialization task is now queued and ready to be run by the network connector that we selected. The network connector will securely connect to the network device and obtain basic host details needed for management, such as the host name and software version running on the device. After about a minute or so, we can refresh the page to see that the task has been successfully completed. Now, let's navigate back to the Tasks submenu and click on the Network Device Audit button. Since we've set up the network device, we now see that the ASA is listed as an option for the audit. Let's select the ASA as the target and then click on Submit. As with all Security Universal tasks, we can choose to run this task at a scheduled time, but for this demonstration, we'll select the Run Now option. Next, we're presented with the environment-specific variables. It is important to review and edit the relevant fields with the information specific to your environment. A brief description of each variable is presented for extra guidance. Once we've verified the environment variables, we can click on the Confirm button to queue the audit task. Now, when the network connector runs its next round of tasks, it will be notified that a benchmark audit needs to be conducted on our target network device. The network connector will again securely connect to the network device, but this time it will check the running configuration settings and perform a benchmark audit. After about a minute or so, we can refresh the screen to verify that the task was completed successfully. Since the audit has now been completed, we can navigate to the Config Audits table to view the results. Our target ASA is running with default settings, so it isn't too surprising to see that this host has a very poor audit score. To view the automated remediation plan, we can click on the heart icon. Here we see a detailed breakdown of the failed audit rules with the correct setting for each. If we were ready to automate the remediation process, we could click on the Submit button, but that task is covered in more detail in a dedicated task breakdown video. And with that, we've officially completed this task and are ready to start auditing the network devices in our environment. For all of us here at Security Universal, thank you very much for your time, and please check out our other task breakdown videos for more tips and tricks.